Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J. Lou, and you guys are just in time for something new. Alright, now in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is the truth about using flat brushes versus curved brushes. So with that being said, I don't waste any more time and let's get straight into the video. Alright, now I know a lot of beginners have been asking me,
hey J. Lou, is it okay for me to be able to use a curved brush, or should I just stick with using a flat brush?
Now, I know where this question is coming from, you know what I'm saying? It would be different for me to come up on here and say, now me, I just prefer using flat brushes to get better waves, but to come out here and say the only way you can get better waves is by using only a flat brush, and if you start using curved brushes, you won't be able to get flawless looking waves. That is just a flat out lie. Now, I've been making videos ever since November 2015, you know what I'm saying? When it came to my first pattern, the only brushes that I used was mainly curved brushes. And I'll make sure I link a video right above here when I used to have 360s, back when I showed you guys how to be able to use a CQP or a curved brush in general for 360s, you know what I'm saying? So if you have any questions in regards to 360s, you can watch that video right there. Now with that pattern, I mainly use curved brushes. I used to have a whole bunch of CQPs that was hanging up on here and everything like that, but those brushes, they died off a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? The quality definitely went down, and I got to the point where I wanted to use better brushes. Now when it came to my second pattern, when I had purely 720s, which means vertical 720s, I primarily used all kind of brushes. I even made a video in regards to swirl patterns about how you use curved brushes for swirl patterns and everything like that, and I'll make sure I link that video right above. Now this video was sparked because in regards to my how to get flawless waves for beginners video that I just recently dropped, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think that I only use flat brushes during that process. My favorite two brushes, like I told you guys, was the Royalty 801, which is the Black Panther, the Torino Pro 606, as well as the Royalty 704. But at the same time, I've been using curved brushes as well, because when you know how to use your tools, you can use any tool in the book. Now, when I first came out in the game, I only knew how to use curved brushes. I basically became a master with curved brushes, you know what I'm saying? I put a lot of people in the wave game onto curved brushes and everything like that about how to properly use them, because a lot of people had questions in regards to how they should use their curved brushes. I didn't just want to make videos of just showing you guys how I brush my hair. I wanted to be able to break it down, but this video, I'm gonna break it down even more. So with that being said, let me go into further detail about being able to use curved brushes as well as flat brushes. Alright, so the brushes that I'm going to be using today to show you guys, this is the Royalty 801, this is the Black Panther Softy, you know what I'm saying? And then this Brush King actually told me he made this color variation because of me, because I went to Texas A&M, you know what I'm saying? This is basically like the Aggie brush, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, both of these brushes are like my favorite brushes. This one is a medium, but at the same time, it just feels really good on your scalp to be able to use whenever, you know what I'm saying? So before I go into the breakdown about how to use the brushes, one thing I want to point out is when you take a look at flat brushes, now a lot of people tend to prefer these brushes, and the main reason why is because when it comes to your angles, whenever you brush with a flat brush, that's what your angle is going to be. What that basically means is if I'm brushing my left side, if I'm brushing at a certain angle, it's going to target a specific portion of my head, and the main reason why is because the brush is flat and it does not contour to the shape of your head. So technically when I'm brushing my left side, probably only this portion of the brush is going to be used, is going to be touching my scalp. Or if I'm just using the top, only this portion will be used. Or if you vertical brush with the brush, all of this will be used for your angles, you know what I'm saying? So you can get very direct and precise angles with flat brushes and everything like that. And there's one reason why a lot of people tend to say that kind of stuff is like,
oh, I get better connections with flat brushes.
But that doesn't mean that you can't use curved brushes, because what they are neglecting is the fact that a lot of people are just scared to use curved brushes because there's been this myth that curved brushes give you forks, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember exactly who put that bogus stuff out there, but somebody said curved brushes will give you more forks and everything like that. And I'm here to tell you guys that I've been able to use any kind of brush that I want to be able to get my pattern the way that I want to, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to flat brushes, let me show you how I brush my left side if you have 360s. Alright, so like I told you, when it comes to brushing my left side, whenever I'm brushing this angle from right here all the way down, one thing I want to point out is when I put the brush on my head, depending on how much pressure you use when you brush your hair, you can basically put enough pressure to where all of the bristles will cover all of your hair. But The reason why I don't advise doing that is because sometimes with this angle right here, I'll have waves right at the top that I'm trying to connect to the top. So I need to use a more targeted angle, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm using like a medium soft brush on down to like a soft brush and everything like that, I try to vertical brush with these kind of brushes because the bristles will flex and it will bend, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, when I'm brushing my left side, I mainly try to brush it like this. Because when you look at this, it clearly shows you that all of these bristles in this area, they're gonna hit that specific target of where I'm brushing at. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the main reasons why a lot of people say vertical brushing helps with connections. It's not the fact that vertical brushing helps with connections. It's the fact that when you vertical brush, you're able to get targeted areas of your waves and be able to line them up better. Now, when I'm brushing like this, sometimes what tends to happen is I'll use the top portion of my brush to be able to brush that portion of my hair. And the main reason why I'm doing that is because if I put the brush completely against my head and brush forward, because this brush does not contour, it's gonna have a greater potential of being able to create different forks because I'm brushing this entire portion of my hair down this way when I may need to brush just only the back portion down behind my ear, then the middle portion towards my temple, and then the top portion towards my hairline. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to vertical brushing, that's one of the main reasons why people tend to prefer vertical brushing. But at the same time, that's what you need to consider with flat brushes. All right, now before I go into the details about 360s and curved brushes and everything like that, let me go through and explain a little bit more about curved brushes. All right, so when it comes to curved brushes, some people just tend to prefer curved brushes, and the main reason why is because, as you guys can see, there's a curvature in the bristles, and that basically allows this brush to be able to contour to your head. But another thing that I want to point out is the main reason why curved brushes are really great for 360s is also because of the shape of the bristles. A lot of people don't understand, but they think these bristles are shaped like an oval just by accident or whatever. This is by design. The main reason why is because whenever you're brushing with a curved brush, it covers more of the surface area on your scalp. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you're brushing, you really have to be careful, and I'll show you guys right quick. So if I wanted to go back to brushing 360s on my left side, if I took this brush and tried to brush the same way, basically like I use with a flat brush, you guys will be able to feel that this brush hugs my entire head. You know what I'm saying? It's grabbing all of my hair and pulling it in the direction that I want it to go in. Now, as a beginner, beginners really don't know brush placement and things like that, you know what I'm saying? But advanced wavers, they typically use certain portions of the brush. So when I'm brushing my left side, that doesn't mean that I'm applying full pressure to my left side of my hair like this, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes what may happen, it may look like I'm brushing this way, but I'm only using the top portion of the curved brush right here. So if I'm trying to get these waves to line up and everything like that, when I'm brushing an angle, I'll only use the top portion of the brush, but it'll look like I'm brushing my entire left side with it, but I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I'm mainly just using the from this portion on up to be able to brush that area. Now, like I told you guys earlier, the reason why this brush is shaped the way that it is by design. The main reason why is because when you brush your certain angles, you want the angle to be able to follow this portion of the brush right here. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're brushing any angle, you want it to follow that line, unless you want to target certain parts of your hair like I just explained. All right, now when it comes to brushing my left side and me following my angle with the middle portion of the brush, one thing I want to point out is there are way more bristles in this center right here. So therefore, I'll be able to get way more bristles hitting each wave to be able to help line my waves up. But as I go closer to the top, it narrows down. And the main reason why is because this brush can overlap your angles. And if you're not careful, that is how you develop forks. So what that means is whenever I'm brushing my left side, if I want to brush with the middle portion of the brush, this angle from right here all the way down to right here, when I'm brushing my hair, majority of the middle bristles are gonna hit my hair right there, you know what I'm saying? And because of the fact that this brush is not square all the way up, that basically helps me avoid having so many bristles try to line up these waves up here if my angles are not right. Now, when it comes to vertical brushing, you can vertical brush with a curved brush, but I don't recommend it. So what that basically would look like would be something like this. If I'm trying to brush this angle vertically with a curved brush, I'm not going to brush it with the bottom tip on down. I'm basically going to use the top half of the bristles, which basically means from here all the way up. Those are the bristles that I'm going to be using for vertical brushing. So it'll look something like this. Even though it looks like I'm using all of the brush, I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to curve, the reason why this is very good if you want a vertical brush with them is because it allows you to be able to get certain targeted angles but not be able to cover so much of your hair. You know what I'm saying? So just like how vertical brushing is very dope when you use a flat brush, if you only use the top portion, it allows you to maximize whenever you are doing the tap method. Now, if you don't know what the tap method is, I'll make sure I link a video right above here, you know what I'm saying, that I basically did. But just to go into a little bit more detail, the only reason I would vertical brush with a curved brush is if I'm trying to tap certain portions of my hair and just drag it on out, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to 360 waves, I highly recommend using curved brushes, especially if you know how to use them with your angles, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when it comes to 360 waves with flat brushes, these brushes are great for beginners. And the main reason why is because a beginner may not know their angles and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? A beginner may also not know how to use certain portions of the brush, you know? So with that being said, whenever you try to transition to a curved brush, if you don't know how to use different parts of the brush to be able to hit your angles and everything like that, that's when you are going to create forks with curved brushes. But a flat brush will not allow you to be able to do that because you have way more wiggle room in regards to making mistakes with flat brushes. That does not mean that flat brushes are better than curved brushes, because I've made way more progress with a curved brush. And one of the main reasons why is because when it comes to flat brushes, one thing that you guys will probably notice is that flat brushes typically have rows. You never hear nobody say a 7-row, 9-row, or 10-row curved brush, because when you look at the bristles on the curved brush, they may have rows, but the rows intertwine with each other, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it gives you full coverage when you brush. And personally, when it comes to getting waves, the more bristles that are hitting your waves, the better it'll help line your waves up. Now, when it comes to flat brushes give you the advantage of being able to space your waves out a little bit more. Some people will say they were able to space their waves out a lot more with curved brushes. The main reason why they say that is because whenever you use a 9-row and above brush, or a curved brush, because the bristles are so close together, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have so many bristles just trying to stretch out your curl pattern and everything like that. You can brush way faster with a curved brush as well as a 9-row brush to help stretch your waves out. But when it comes to stretching your waves out with a 7-row brush, you want to brush a little bit slower, you know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why every time you guys have seen one of my reviews and I was doing a highlight on a 7-row brush or something like that, I always told you guys to brush slow. Now, personally, I recommend brushing slow no matter what, but most beginners, whenever they hit me up asking me for advice, they always send me a video of them doing something like this. And I'll be like, dang, bro, slow down. There is no reason to be able to brush your hair that fast. And it's funny to me because wavers, when they send me those kind of videos, it's like in their mind, they're trying to prove to me that they have good waves. And as soon as they unrag, they want to just go straight into brushing and brushing. And you never really can see how their waves look because they're concerned about how their hair looks and they're brushing real fast. But if you guys listen to me and take your time when you're brushing, focus on what are your angles as well as are you hitting your angles correctly with the brush that you are using, you will get way faster waves than ever, you know what I'm saying? It's not about brushing fast, it's about brushing right. So with my channel, that's one of the reasons why I try to go into detail, because other people try to make it seem like,
oh, all you gotta do is brush your hair.
But it's not just about brushing your hair. It's about brushing your hair the correct way as well as taking care of your hair, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to hair health. Now, I can go into more details, especially in regards to swirl patterns and everything like that, but I feel like this video is getting kind of long and I don't want to stretch it out too long. If you guys want a part 2, make sure you leave the comments down below in my comment section, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like this video if you liked it and share it with your friends. Anytime somebody says,
hey man, can I use a curved brush or a flat brush?
You should think of this video to be able to share with them, you know what I'm saying? Use it as a reference point, because at the end of the day, that's what my channel is for. I'm gonna try to go into as many topics when it comes to 360 ways to be able to answer every single question. So when somebody comes to me, I'll have a very detailed video. The biggest thing though is you gotta make sure you watching, because some people, they'll ask me questions that I've already answered in my videos and I'm just like, bro, you didn't even watch the video, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's your boy J Lou. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Salute!
Come brush with me, ayy, do what I do. Lou is the name, I'm so off the chain. Torino is the brush, do wet wood grain. Brush a wave, I have something. Brush a wave, I have something. Brush a wave, I have something. Brush a wave, I have something.